Okay, let's talk about the term Friendslop that's been going around lately. It's been a term that's been around for a couple months now, and now it's been used as a derogative term against games like Lethal Company, Content Warning, R.E.P.O, Peak, and etc. These games have been coming up and down in trends, popularizing on the co-op genres and specifically in the horror games department. Now, the problem with the mentality of the term Friendslop is that it's harming the co-op and especially the horror genres. You know, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to play with friends, pick up a new game like this, and then just having a good time, especially if it's just a spooky time, you know. Now, understandably, I get it. You don't want to spend like $15, $10, $5 every month, every other week for these games too, and they only play it once or twice, and that's about it. Completely understandable, and I'm not telling you go buy these games. You know, the gaming market hasn't been the best lately, and there's been quite a few games that have been making strides. I think the fact that games like Lethal Company, for example, toppled over Call of Duty a couple of years ago was a great example of a passionate project on a really fun and replayable formula that took a lot of popularity and strive. So now we got a few games that have been coming out lately, redefining the formula every now and then. Of course, there's a lot of bad ones out there. A lot of bad like co-op games that's been trying to market on a trend that hasn't been doing very well. But amongst the other bad games, there's always going to be a couple really good ones too that incentivize a lot of team plays, replayability. R.E.P.O, for example, was one of those type of games that came out and it exceeded those expectations of what it was labeled before. And now we got games like Peak that came out, made by developers of Content Warning, for example. Took a different formula, but took the idea of, hey, co-op experience where you need to work together, accomplish these goals, but also having fun at the same time. It's not supposed to take itself too seriously. And sometimes that is what makes a game fun. It's sometimes just you and your friends going on a silly adventure, having fun doing so. They may share similar ideas amongst you, and that is true. You could say the same thing for other genres, specifically like even the battle royale genres. They all have a similar formula, but they have their own spin to it that caters to a different audience. The same thing goes with games that are inspired by Lethal Company, and Lethal Company was obviously inspired by other genres of games too. It's not always the same formula, but there's always going to be a point where these games want to take a different spin because it is a popular trend. Nothing wrong with that. Overall, I hope we can move on from the Friendslop term and continue to support indie developers too. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this, and I hope you all take care and have a great day.